Oh man, a Model T just went by. God, I wish I could have got that. Oh well, you know how it is. Welcome to the channel, everybody. I hope you're all having the most wonderful day. Nice warm 54 degrees here today and winds blowing, but hey, we're car people, so we don't care, right? Today's video, we're going to be changing some oil. Which vehicle? Don't cheat and look at the title. Well, you know what time it is. It's Camaro time, and we will be right back. Nice Challenger and Mustang just went by. Man, there must be a car show somewhere today, or a cruise-in rather. Highway 55's not having one. Anyhow, back to on topic. Well, if you watched my video yesterday, I was out checking the vehicles, you know, checking the oils, all that good stuff, checking the turn signals, the brake lights and everything, and discovered my Tahoe had a burnout tail light. Well, we got that taken care of. So, put it in. The wife and I went off yesterday like I said I was going to do. And what do you think happened? The joys of owning cars. Yeah, let me show you. Well, besides the hood open, I know the hood's open. There you go. Change engine oil soon. Well, bless its little heart. So we're going to take care of that today. Let's get out of the car. I'll show you what you're going to need and we'll get this thing going. Oh, yeah, look at that sunshine. Ain't it beautiful? Okay, here's a list of things you're going to need. Now, you don't have to have all these. You can substitute any or, you know. It's no big deal. Let me get over here so the sun will be where I need it to be. This is what you're going to need. Yes, all these things. Not really all of them, but this is what I use. First up, of course, you're going to have oil. When Walmart has their specials, I always buy it. 22 bucks or 20 bucks for 5 quarts, you can't beat it. And you know how it is, you always need an extra quart, so I buy a few single quarts also. Got to have the filter for your vehicle. A good rag, of course, because you're going to get it on your hands. Because I have not bought the Valvomax oil change thing for this car yet. I just have it bought at 40 bucks, and I just laziness and spending money other places, you know, so I haven't bought it yet, but I'm going to. A pair of gloves, because like I said, you get oil everywhere. Filter wrench. Doesn't matter if you have this kind, the old good standby, fit everything, or if you buy one that fits your vehicle filter specifically. I have one for this, and I have one for the black car, and one for the red car also. The reason I like this is because it fits right on the bottom of the filter. You don't have to worry about trying to fit that wrench up in there. And all you need to take it off is that ratchet. Of course, you got to have a wrench to get the oil plug out after you drain the oil. I don't know what size it is right this second. I keep forgetting because, well, I have 4 vehicles and they're all different. But I'll let you know what that is when I get under there. You got to have a jack, at least bare minimum jack. And if you're jacking it up, you got to have jack stands or something to put under there in case the jack would fail. Because let's face it, let me stand up for a minute. I ain't as young as I used to be. Let's face it, jacks are man-made. They're made to fail, right? So if you're going to use a jack, minimum jack stands or a tire or cinder block, something to put under there that is up to the frame, so that if that jack lets go, it will catch it without falling down and creating shock. Because put bricks on there and you have that much gap, the shock of it falling will break the brick. And what's going to happen? It's going to come down. But yeah. And then, of course, you have to have something to put under the back tire. Now, I'm showing this, and just disregard my paint board because I've been painting kitchen cabinet doors. Yeah, another mod. Like I said, spending money elsewhere. But everybody has one of these laying around, and it doesn't matter how neat you are or anything, you've got one of these. I have specific wheel chocks that I put under my tires when I do it, but I'm doing this today because everybody has one. And yeah, that's everything you're gonna need. So let's get the Tahoe up on the ramps and we'll get on with this video. I'm sorry, I lied. That's not all you're going to need. If you're like me, well, I have the concrete pad, but I don't have the garage or carport built yet. So I have to actually lie on the ground to do this. And I don't like laying in dirt. So the other item you're going to need is a blanket, cardboard, or something along that line to lay on. Because you don't want to be laying in the dirt, you don't want to be laying in the mud, and all that good stuff. So you're going to need one of those, but that is the last item, I promise. Okay, now we've got her up on the ramps, we've got the wheels chocked, we have the emergency brake in the on position, we have it pressed. And what you want to do now is pull out the dipstick. And with it up here, it's kind of hard for me to get to. I should have done this to start with. Pull that out, set it to the side, and then you're going to want to take off your oil filler cap. Okay, take that off, set it somewhere where it won't get knocked off, where it won't fall or anything like that. So I've got it sitting here just so I can show you that I took it off, but I am now going to move it over to my step so it doesn't get lost. The reason we do that is because if we're draining the oil from the bottom, and when you drain stuff from the bottom, if it's sealed on the top, it creates a vacuum, right? It'll come out, but it comes out real slow. So to prevent that from happening and to make the oil draining process quicker and everything, you're going to need to do that. Air behind water or any fluid, oil, anything like that makes it flow better. Otherwise, it'll just go bloop, bloop, bloop real slow. And I'll be doggone, I forgot one more thing. Today's one of those days where I'm being forgetful. All right, sorry about that again. Today's one of those days. But you're going to have this, something to catch your oil in, okay? And this is not a necessity, but it makes life a lot simpler. A funnel of some sort, okay? You're going to need those two items also. Such an unprofessional video today. But that's life, right? Just when you think you have everything planned and the way you want it, something will come up. But yeah, let's get back to the car and we'll get this taken care of. All right, under the truck. First thing you want to do is get rid of the hat. You ain't gonna be able to wear that under here. Gloves. Because you know how it is. You're gonna get oil absolutely everywhere. It just never fails. I need to get some bigger ones because these are tight, but they were free, you know. Can't beat free. And then let me get the wrench so I can show you. Here we go. The wrench I didn't have, so I'm having to use a socket. And it turns out that the size of the bolt, drain bolt on this one is a 15 millimeter. So with that said, let me get you turned around so we can get this going. Alright, make sure your ratchet is in reverse, of course. I'm going to try to do it from this side so I don't get in your way. Man, that thing was that loose. Wow. Make sure your blanket is out of the way. Make sure you have your rag handy. I actually like to hold mine up when I first start it. Back the bolt out until it is very loose, and once it feels like it's wobbling, pull it out and let the oil free drain, and just follow the flow as it goes down. And while that's draining, wipe off your plug. Wipe it off, but make sure you do not lose that washer. This is actually what seals the oil in there, so make sure you do not lose it. Watch your oil flow as it starts to come this way as it gets low. Adjust your kitch cam accordingly, and keep an eye on it because some vehicles hold more than 5 quarts, so you may have to empty this out. So keep that plug at the ready, and we'll just wait on it to drain. Now, as you can see, it's starting to slow to a trickle, and I probably have about that much room left in my kitch cam pan, my oil kitch pan. So we're just going to let this sit here and drip so that we get all the oil out of it that we possibly can, and we'll be back, and I will bring you back at that time. Okay. Well, while that's still dripping, as you can see, I want to point something out. While you're under here, give stuff a look over. You know, look at all your bushings, right? Look at all your bushings, all your ball joints, your shocks, your axles. See if there's anything leaking. See if the boot is broken or busted. You know, just give it a good once over. Look at that side. Is anything loose? Is anything oily? Is anything broken? Just anything you could see. Anything hanging down. And by identifying it now, you could potentially save yourself a big headache in the future, because if it's busted now, it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. And now you can see what it is, and you could take it and get it fixed, right? Because believe me, I've seen, like, this is an all-wheel drive. It's a selectable all-wheel drive vehicle. So that means it's got front CV axles. So with those boots, I've actually seen a front-wheel drive car with a front CV axle break before going down the road. They lost control of it, ran in a ditch. It was just a huge mess. So, but when you're under here doing the oil change, check everything. Like I said, even check, oh, I'm sorry, about dropped you. Check the transmission pan, see if it looks like it's got oil on it. If any of these things has oil on it, that means you got a leak somewhere. And I actually had a little bit of oil right here, and I followed it out, and it's going to the oil filter. Just another reason that I hate those quick oil change special places, because as you saw, the bolt wasn't even tight. I just barely bumped the wrench and it came loose. Oil filter's the same way, because that's where the oil's coming down from. I don't have a valve cover leak or anything like that. I got the flashlight and followed it up. It's just the filter. Another reason you should be doing this stuff. All right, welcome back. As you can see, it's just barely dripping once in a while now. So what you want to do is you want to take your filler plug, nice and clean as you can see, and put it back in. Once you get it in, wipe it off. And that literally is about how tight it was when I cracked it open a little while ago. Put it in tighten. And all you want to do is go snug, right? Snug, and then another quarter turn. That is as tight as it needs to be. Wipe it off again, That way, if you ever see a drip of oil under your vehicle in a parking lot or car lot or somewhere like that, your driveway, whatever, you can see that, oh, there's a drip of oil in my car. I need to check it and see what it is. Come under here and you see if it's leaking, number one, and number two, if it is leaking, where is it coming from? So now we get to do the dirty part. Move the blanket out of the way. Put the wrench out of the way, or the socket, because we don't need it anymore. Get our filter wrench. Put it in the loosen position. Move your oil catch can under the filter, because you're going to get oil everywhere. Not really everywhere, but yeah, once you loosen it up, any amount of oil that's sitting on top of a full filter will run down the side. So you want your catch can right here so that you can catch it. All right, let me get you up here so you can see what in the world is going on here. For whatever reason, let me get these off. They changed filters on me. Have no idea why. Normally, the filter has the end on it, and I'll show you on the new filter that this will fit. So, this filter does not have that. So I tried putting a traditional wrench on it. Can't get it in there because of how tight it is. So I'm gonna let you look. See how tight it is up here. Just no room to get that one filter wrench on. But if you see, there's a kind of like a nut head on it, or bolt head, kind of like a bolt head, if you will, and it takes a socket to fit it, or a wrench, and the size of it is exactly the size of it, believe it or not, is 1 inch. So most of you will have to use an adjustable wrench. No big deal, it'll still come right off. Let me put you back over here and we'll get this off and then get out from under this thing. Just put the wrench on there. And start turning it. Once you get it broke loose, put your wrench down, because once it starts dripping, you don't want the oil all over. And as you can see, it's starting to drip now. Starting to run. So all we're going to do is just let that run. Once it gets to where it's finished dripping, we'll unscrew it the rest of the way. Alright, it hasn't finished draining yet, but I'm going to go ahead and take care of it, kind of speed the process up a little bit. All you got to do is just finish rotating the filter, and like I said, it's going to get a little messy, so don't worry about it. There it is. And you just dump it in your catch can. Got a little bit on me just because I was trying to rush the process. Trying to get the video done for you guys. But just dump that in there. Well, if you're draining that out of the filter, get your box, the new one come in, set it to the side. Take the box and put the old filter in it. That way you're not getting oil all over the ground. Wipe your gloves off. Now you know why we wear gloves. Wipe any of that off that got on your arm. Wipe off any that got on anything. Now I'm going to let this continue to drip, and then I'm going to come back and clean it up real good. Alright, that's stopped dripping now. We can wipe all the oil off. get it nice and clean to our liking and our standards. Because here at Camaro Time, we do not like dirtiness. Well, I try to take pride in my vehicles, you know. I think everybody should. They're a huge investment. They cost a lot of money. So why not take care of them? Alright, I've got that wiped off, but I'm going to leave it on there for just a second. Just in case any more drips. Oh, yeah, I put on another pair of gloves because we're sitting here putting all this stuff back on. Do we really want to get oil all over everything while we're putting it back on? I mean, it defeats the whole purpose of taking it off, right? But step number one, I want to take a little bit of use the oil and run around the gasket. You know, these things sit in the stores for a while. They tend to dry out. So by putting a little bit of oil on it, it creates a better seal when you put it on there. Okay? Then what we want to do, and I've just started doing this recently, take some of your new oil, open it up, and pour about a half quart in it. Oh, doesn't even take a half quart. But the reason you're doing this is to help prevent your vehicle from having a dry startup. Now I know, yes, whenever we put the new oil in the top, it technically won't be starting up dry, but that's for the top half of the engine. This is for the bottom half, okay? Anything we can help do to prevent a dry startup or anything like that, we need to do. So just put it on there, spin it up tight, finger tight, get your filter wrench, and I don't need this big ass socket because this one actually fits the cup wrench. Put it where it's tightening, put it on your filter. Run it up to a snug, and then you want to give it about a half a turn more. And that's it. You're now finished underneath the car. Set everything over to the side out of the way. Get the old filter out. Make a pathway for the catch can and drag it out slowly so you don't spill oil everywhere. And then we need to get out. I'll see you on the outside. Now we got that out. Pull our blanket out. Make sure we got everything out of the way, because we're fixing to lower the car back down on the ground. So make sure we have everything pulled out of the way. Let's get back in the vehicle and let her down. Bing, 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 bing. Shut the door. Oh man, it feels good in here. It actually feels good outside now. That's why you notice that I got a spot on my camera. Dadgummit. Let me get that off. Yeah, that's much better. God, I hope it hadn't been on there for the whole video. Oh well, if it has, I apologize. You know, can't redo the video. I can't put the old oil back in and then the new oil. But yeah, let's what I like to do is I try to do it without starting it. So let's pop the brake. Got that out of the way. Switch the vehicle on, but don't start it. and put it in neutral and see if it'll roll off by itself. Take the wheel chock out before you try to take it off of the ramps. Now let's see if it goes. Almost. There we go. Put it back in park. Switch it off and then put the oil in. Alright. Move the ramps out of the way. 1. And 2. Everybody talks junk about my ramps, but look. 12,000 gross vehicle weight capacity. 12,000 pounds. For you that don't know, that's 6 tons. Wow. And this does not weigh 6 tons. This and those two might weigh 6 tons. There you go. Now all we gotta do is put the oil in and we're good to go. Alright, funnel in. Cap off. Punch a hole. Double check, make sure there's nothing in the filter. Leaf blew in it. Yeah, filter. Funnel. Pour it in. Don't dump it all in at once. That's a big no-no. Pour a little bit in. Give it time to siphon down. Get you over here where you can hear me. Pour some of it in, give it some time to siphon down. Put some more in, give it time. No, it takes a second. Beautiful day. If the wind wasn't blowing, it would be just absolutely gorgeous. But I'll take it. Any day I get, I'll take. But just keep repeating this process until you get it all in. Alright, once you get it all in, let the funnel sit there for a minute. Grab your rag. Alright, grab your rag. Kind of shake the funnel as you pull it out to help knock any off the tip. Because I can see it's still draining. Get the rag down here ready to catch it. Pull it out, put it on the rag, pull it out. Set the funnel over to the side. Wipe your dipstick off one more time. Says we are just about a half a quart low. So we're going to let this sit and drain, and we'll come back to it in just a minute, or let it sit and settle, and we'll be back in just a minute. Alright, next step while we wait on that to settle, get rid of this old oil. And the best way to do it is take the container that the new oil came in, and it's got a clear section, translucent section where you can see how full it is. Take your funnel, put in it, turn it this way so you can see it. Oh man. Get you some kind of container. Dip the old oil. Pour it back in the new container. You're going to continue doing this until you get it low enough to where you can pick the container up without spilling it. Cool breeze got my nose wanting to run today. Sorry for the sniffling. Can't help it. But as you, well, I'll wipe it off so you can see. As you see on the back, it's getting dark as it goes up. So that's a good way for you to tell when you're full. But I know it'll hold all of this, so I'm not really going to worry about it for video purposes. Now I can set that over to the side. And like I said, let me show you. This particular pan has a drain hole in it right there with like a pouring spout. So once you get it low enough, now I don't want to stand up. Once you get it low enough to pick up and be able to turn it, you can pick it up like so, lay it on the funnel, and then pour it in. A lot quicker. Alright, it's had time to settle, so let's see what we got. We're going to wipe the whole thing off clean. Put the dipstick back in. Try to put it back in. Duh. Push it all the way back in until it latches. Pull it back out. And this shows that we are full. So now all we got to do is put the dipstick back in one last time. All right, everybody, that concludes the oil change. Now, we're not done yet. We got one more thing that we absolutely have to do. Let me show you. Remember that message we got earlier about the oil change? Change oil soon. Now you see this little button right here, the check sign? Whenever that message comes up, you press and hold the check mark. And that change oil soon will go away. See? Gone. Now to double check, go to oil life, remaining, press and hold it again, and it resets 100%. See? That's simple. With that taken care of, now I can wrap up the video. As you can see, it's very simple, very easy to do, cost effective. I mean, I've probably got 30 bucks in the whole oil change, and you're going to spend 100 or more taking it to one of those oil change specials. And very simple, just a few tools, a little bit of time, that's all that's required. So by all means, I recommend you do it yourself, because you've seen what I had left from the last place that did it. They did a bad job, you know. I'm not going to say who or anything like that, but they did a bad job. But with that said, get out there and drive and enjoy your car, wash it, clean it, mod it, sit in it, whatever you want to do. It's all about enjoying it. You spend the money for it, get out there and enjoy it. You guys take care, have a blessed day, and we will see you next video. I now get to check and clean up all this stuff. What a mess. Oh, car guys, right? Take care.